The blast at the mining site in Rose Creek echo in the town. Robber baron and gold mining tycoon Bartholomew Bogue controls the mining town of Rose Creek. Accompanied by an army of hired guns, he forces the residents to work as cheap labor for his gold mine. Unable to bear the atrocity, the townsfolk meet in the church to discuss what they ought to do to protect their land and families from Bogue.
That's why I say we fight.
While some wants to leave town. While still in heated argument, Bogue enters with his armed men and argues that there is little profit in the land that makes up Rose Creek. He offers them a mere $20 for each parcel of land, making the people murmur in anger.
It won't sweeten.
It'll only sour.
The men then fire their guns and burn the church down. As the people evacuate, Bogue tells them that he intends to return within 3 weeks to see if they have accepted the offer. Matthew Cullen calls Bogue out.
What kind of man are you? What'd these people ever do to you?
His wife Emma signals him not to, but he continues. Bogue responds by shooting Matthew dead in front of everyone. Chaos erupts, and the goons kills a number of others in front of their families. Before leaving, Bogue orders his men
Leave the bodies where they lie. Let them look at them a few days.
in a nearby town. Warrant officer Sam Chisholm rides his horse into town with everyone staring at the new face. As Chisholm enters a saloon, everyone goes silent, including Josh Faraday, a trick shooter who is gambling there. Chisholm walks up to the bartender and asks for a drink. He starts questioning the bartender about an outlaw named Powder Dan. The tension in the room rises, and some of the men get their weapon ready. As Chisholm lets the bartender know that his partner in crime has been killed, the other men draw their weapons on Chisholm, but he quickly disarms them all in a few seconds. One of the men, sitting across Faraday, tries to draw his gun, but Faraday stops him. The bartender, aka Powder Dan, tries to take his gun, but is shot dead. Chisholm orders the people to fetch the sheriff, and all of them run out of the place terrified, except Faraday. They have a brief conversation, and Chisholm goes out when the sheriff comes with his men, pointing their guns at him. He introduces himself and explains to them that the bartender is Powder Dan and is a wanted man. Emma and Teddy, who are there looking around for some help, witness the situation. Realizing he can help them, they approach Chisholm and ask for help in return of payment. Meanwhile, Faraday collects the gambling money and tries to leave town, but is caught up by two brothers that feel he cheated them in a card game.
Ooh, what's that, peacemaker?
The brothers bring Faraday near a mine to kill him, distracting them with a card trick. It ends with him shooting one of the brothers dead and shooting the other one in the ear.
I didn't want to kill him. He shouldn't have touched my guns.
Emma explains the town situation and their desperation in finding someone who can help, but Chisholm turns them down. Emma gives Chisholm all the money they have and begs Chisholm. Chisholm initially declines their proposal until he learns of Bogue's involvement.
Bartholomew Bogue.
You know,
Heard the name?
Emma briefs Chisholm about the town and Bogue's whereabouts. Realizing that they need more men to help them, they set out to find more. Faraday goes to buy his horse back that he lost in gambling, but the Irishman is least interested in giving him the horse back. They are on for a Mexican standoff when suddenly Chisholm offers to pay for Faraday's horse in exchange for Faraday joining their cause.
Is it difficult?
Impossible.
How many you got so far?
2.
What, them?
You and me.
He agrees, and they ride off. Chisholm instructs Faraday and Teddy to travel to Volcano Springs to find a man by the name of Goodnight Robichaux, while Chisholm and Emma rides to his friend's house in the woods. But luck isn't on their side, as they discover his dead body and find themselves at a Mexican guy's gunpoint. He says that the guy was already dead when he arrived, and he's been squatting in the house. Chisholm is aware of the bounty on Vasquez, but he offers the outlaw a chance to avoid being captured by Chisholm in exchange for joining the team.
After our business is concluded, what then?
There'll still be a lot of men after your hide.
Vasquez complies. Faraday and Teddy arrive at Volcano Springs to witness two men competing shooting cups for money. The judge announces that Billy Rocks wins, which angers the other guy. He demands a real gunfight for double the money or nothing. Billy Rocks takes his hat and gun belled out, surprising the opponent and the audience. As they are set to fire,
On my gun.
Robichaux goes around collecting every man's bet. One man refuses to pay, saying they are cheaters, until he learns Robichaux's name, and then pays double out of fear.
I'd known it was you, that was your man, I never would have made such a disrespectful comment.
Robichaux has a reputation for being a notorious sharpshooter known as the Angel of Death.
Good night, Robichaux. Sam Chisholm sent us.
While getting a shave, Robichaux explains that he was sent to serve a warrant on Billy.
Warrant for what? Killing a man with a hairpin?
That is funny.
He got impressed when Billy fought a room full of men when they didn't want to serve Billy base on his race. He agrees to come, but only on one condition.
Wherever I go, Billy goes.
Both the parties reunite, and after a brief introduction, they ride in search of a famous mountain man named Jack Horn. But when they arrive, they find two outlaw brothers showing off Jack Horn's rifle. They blabber about how they killed Jack Horn, but suddenly,
Trying to.
Horn explains that the brothers broke a rock on his head and robbed him. Chisholm says they got what they deserve and asks him to join their team. But Horn walks away without a response. On the road back to town, the group crosses an Indian territory and a Comanche tails them. They rest the night with a campfire on. The next morning, they suddenly wake up sensing someone is there. Horn appears and tells them to be quiet as someone is tailing them. Then a lone Comanche appears before them. His name is Red Harvest. Chisholm, knowing a little Comanche, speaks to him.
Where's your tribe?
My
My path is different too. My path, our path, we go to fight wicked men.
Red drops his kill on the ground and cuts out one of its organs to offer it to Chisholm. He eats a piece of it to prove his loyalty, so Red agrees to join. The team of 7 rides to Rose Creek with Emma and Teddy. Upon arriving, only Chisholm and Billy go inside the town, but are intercepted by Bogue's armed men and the town sheriff. They are asked to hand over their arms as it is banned in the town and will be given back when they leave. Chisholm calmly tells them he is ready to cooperate, but can't say the same thing about his comrades. McCann asks Chisholm what's his business in Rose Creek. With a smirk on their faces, McCann signals his sniper to play his part. But alas, he falls off the roof dead. Bogue's men are shooting bricks now. After intense moments of staring at each other's faces, inching their hands closer to their guns, and some even thinking this might be their last moment on Earth, the shootout begins. Chisholm and the others use their weapons to take out their enemies, watching one another's back. Red Harvest covers from the roof with his arrows, while the rest dominates the ground. Bogue's men try their best to take him out, but they do not stand a chance. The terrified sheriff hides, trembling in fear as the rest of them are being slaughtered. While the others are busy taking care of their enemies, Robichaux seems to have a panic attack and freezes, unable to kill a single enemy. Though he takes an aim to shoot at McCann.
Take the shot.
Take the damn shot!
Billy steps in to save the day and says that the rifle is jammed. After the battle, the sheriff is called out from the hole he is hiding from and tells him to deliver a message to Bogue that they have his town, and if he wants it back, he has to make a deal with them.
You tell him if he don't show up himself, he ain't nothing but a yellow-belly, sap-sucking coward.
Emma and Teddy call out the townspeople and tell them that the men are here to help them. Chisholm takes over and introduces himself. He tells the terrified townspeople that what they did today was just an opening show.
The real battle is yet to come. The idea is that when it comes, it'll be on our turn. Now, we're here to help you, but you got to help us. You want to keep your town, you're going to have to fight for it.
Eyebrows rise and people are hesitant, but Emma tells them to.
If you want to leave, leave.
Chisholm estimates that they have 7 days before Bogue and his army arrives, leaving them with little time to prepare. The following day, some flee the town thinking it's better off somewhere else, but most are determined to fight and save their land. The 7 liberate the men held at the mine, taking out all the enemies, and give them an option to go free or join the fight. They take the explosives stockpiled there and return to the town with more men. Meanwhile, the sheriff delivers the message to Bogue. Thinking that he might be able to buy them off, Bogue asks if
he named his price?
He didn't have one, just terms.
All men have a price.
Not this man.
Infuriated, he kills the sheriff and orders his Comanche enforcer, Denali and McCann, to assemble an army. The 7 starts to train the townspeople immediately. Billy instructs them on using knives,
Slash, stab, that's it. Simple.
Hey, get back!
and Robichaux teach them to shoot, but frustratingly surprised that none of them hit their target.
Statistically speaking, they should have hit something. Bless their heart.
Missed that many targets? Twice? You gotta hate what you're firing at!
On the pretext of inspiring the others, Faraday pushes Robichaux to take a shot despite of him refusing. He agrees and proves to everyone that he still is a legend. Later, they're just outside of town, checking the area to lay traps for the battle with Bogue's men. Together, they devise the plan meticulously so as not to leave any room for error. They plan to lure Bogue's men into the town and fight there. Chisholm instructs Robichaux to be on higher ground and target Bogue once the chaos starts.
I aim to fight.
But Chisholm says no. Chisholm then sends Red Harvest on a mission to check on Bogue's men, while the others along with the townspeople start laying out traps and weapons. After a long, tiring day of preparing for the upcoming battle, they all eat and drink together that night. Robichaux, still haunted by the horrors of the war, confesses to Billy that he's triggered his curse, plagued by the voice in his head. Despite Billy's reassurances, Goodnight's fear takes hold. The next morning they all get back to work and mounts back the church bell as well. Red Harvest comes riding back from his mission and tells Chisholm that Bogue and his men are on their way and will reach the town at dawn. Later that night, Robichaux, overwhelmed by fear of killing someone again, decides to abandon the team. Chisholm tries to convince him to stay, but he decides to leave anyway. The others say nothing as Robichaux leaves, but, understanding the gravity of the situation, Chisholm gives him a choice to leave if anyone wanted to. The others stand firm, determined to defend Rose Creek and liberate the people. Chisholm sits in the church worried, as Robichaux's spot is opened. Emma offers to take Robichaux's place. At dawn, as the church bell rings, women and children are made to hide in a basement, while everyone else rushes to take their positions. Bogue arrives with an army of mercenaries and lines up just outside the town. Bogue orders the attack. The army charges, stomping the ground with the horses' gallops. As they inch closer to the town, Horn and Billy detonate explosives, sending men and horses flying. Seizing the moment, the defenders unleash a relentless barrage of gunfire, killing many of Bogue's men, but some townspeople losing their lives too. As some of Bogue's men reaches inside the town, Chisholm, Red Harvest, and Emma fight valiantly, taking out many of them. Billy, a master of knives and gun, uses both the weapon to eliminate the enemy. Faraday, hiding in a nearby shed, unleashes his wrath using twin pistols, and Vasquez takes down foes with deadly precision using a shotgun. Horn storms forward with tomahawks and ends the bad guys with brutal force. Red Harvest turns the town square into his battlefield. Emma and the townspeople shoot and kill many, but bears casualty on their side too. Chisholm takes shelter inside a restaurant and kills many from there. Faraday is busy setting off the dynamite and the bottle explosive he had set up before. Horn also fires the cannon and obliterates a large group of Bogue's men. Looking at the gunfight from a distance, Bogue orders his men to get the wagon. In the midst of the chaos, Faraday is shot by McCann. Enraged, Vasquez kills him on the spot. The fight intensifies with many more defenders losing their lives. But out of nowhere, Robichaux returns, killing the enemies as he rides towards Chisholm. He warns him of the Gatling gun. Though one of the men reminds Bogue that their men are still inside the town, he orders to fire the Gatling gun, with which he decimates the town. The bullets pierce through every inch of the town, killing many from both sides. Horn protects a wounded Teddy and gets him inside, but is shot by Denali and killed. While still loading ammo for the second round, the women and children are evacuated. As Emma is helping someone inside the saloon, Denali comes inside. Emma faces Denali, cornered and out of ammunition. But before he can strike, Red Harvest intervenes, defeating him and calling him a disgrace. Faraday, wounded in the gut, tells Chisholm they have to do something about the Gatling gun and says Chisholm owes him cover. The two rush out, killing Bogue's men on the horses. Faraday grabs a horse and begins a charge toward the machine gun. Robichaux and Billy provide covering fire from the steeple, killing the others chasing Faraday. But sadly, they are also killed by the Gatling gun. The gun crew is bemused as the lone attacker gets closer and shoot at him. He presses on even as bullets tear into him. After being thrown from his horse, Faraday stumbles forward but is shot again. He then sits up, takes a cigarette out and tries to light it, but is unable to. One of the guys comes and lights it up for him. His enemies mock his persistence, but he uses the moment to light a stick of dynamite. He goes out with a bang, taking the remaining gunner. Bogue goes into the town with two of his remaining men. Chisholm quickly takes out the two men and confronts Bogue right in front of the burnt-down church. They have a duel, with Chisholm shooting Bogue's gun out of his hand. He shoots Bogue in the leg as he tries running into the church. Crawling into the ruined church, Bogue pleads for mercy, claiming it would be a sin to kill him there, but Chisholm asks him to pray with him. For his mother, who was defiled and killed by his men, and his two sisters who were murdered by his men. He then reveals his neck scar, a grim reminder of his attempted execution by Bogue's men. After imploring Bogue to repent, Chisholm begins to garrote him. Bogue tries to draw a hidden revolver in his boot, but Emma kills him. In the aftermath, the church priest promises to take proper care of the fallen heroes.
Faraday?
Chisholm, Vasquez, and Red Harvest ride off to their next quest. The graves of Faraday, Robichaux, Horn, and Billy stand as solemn reminders of their sacrifice. The Tale of the Magnificent Seven.